ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ವೆಬೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕುವ
ಅವರಿಗೇನೋ ಅದೇ ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಸರ್.
ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about the lumped element matching and distributed element matching. So these are the different types of the lumped elements we can use, that is chip resistor. So we can use the transmission line with a lossy film, and also in terms of inductors, chip inductors, loop inductors, and also spiral kind of thing. Even the transmission line, a simple transmission line also can be used as an inductor. And also capacitor, chip capacitor also we can use, metal capacitor and interdigital capacitor. So these are all the types of lumped elements we can use. So now as we have discussed, so whenever we have to match, okay, between a load element to the source, okay, so let us take, actually whenever we have in the circuit, so one device to other device, okay, so in between a transmission line is running. So the connection wires in the circuit, it will be a transmission line. So this will be having always the characteristic impedance Z0. So whatever this device we need to match to this impedance, or this device we need to match to this impedance. Okay. So now let us take some impedance which is ZL. Okay. So that we are connected to the transmission line. So this dotted line is a transmission line which is having Z0 characteristic impedance. So now we need to match this impedance to this one. So in between we have to design a matching network. Okay. So where we need to match this ZL to this Z0. Okay. So now if I take the impedance here after matching network, it should be same as this one. Okay. So since that is same as that one, so Z by Z0, if I normalize the value, it will be always 1. So that's why, so whenever, so we have the Smith chart, so wherever you are in the Smith chart, okay, so wherever the location of ZL in any point of the Smith chart, finally we have to arrive the normalized value 1 in order to get the matching. That is, at the center of the Smith chart you have to arrive. So wherever you are there, use the method, and so even lumped element or distributed element. So any matching type you can take, so whether it is lumped or distributed, finally you need to arrive at the center of the Smith chart. That is nothing but you are so getting the matching, or you are done with the matching network. Okay. So now we will come to the lumped element matching, where we can have, so based on the location of the load, okay, so we will be having a different solutions. Okay. So let us take, so depending upon the load section or load location, we will be having the different solutions. Okay. So we will be having different solutions. So okay, based on the load location, we will be having a different solutions. Now let us see, so different locations we will take the ZL and how we can able to arrive the solution. So now the first case, if the load is inside the 1 plus jx circle, so that is the resistance circle, so that we will see. So in the Smith chart, so we can see, so if this is a Smith chart, so where we'll have, so the 1 plus jx circle, this one. Okay. So this is actually, we'll call it as unity resistance circle. And similarly we have, so one more, which is unity conductance circle. So where we have unity resistance circle and unity conductance circle. So now if we have the load location, so that is 1 plus jx, that is within this 1 plus jx. If we have the load location that is within the unity resistance circle, so then what are the solutions will exist? Okay. So that we need to look into that. So in order to get, as I said, So for matching, we need to arrive at the center of the Smith chart. So now if the load is located inside the unity resistance circle, so now there are two possible solutions. That is, from this point to this point, so we can go, and from here to here we can go. So this is a one solution. So that is, we need to traverse this much distance from this to this on the conductance circle. So now if we moving on the conductance circle, okay, so we'll be having the shunt L. So that we have seen already. So actually there are two configurations. So we have where we have actually the two solutions which will exist. So based on the any location, so if we have the location ZL anywhere in the Smith chart, there are two possible things. That is, one is, so we'll be having the shunt element, and then we have the series element. So this is a L1 configuration, let us say, and similarly we have this is JX, okay. So then first we will be having a series configuration, then we will be having a shunt element. So these are the two possible solutions which will exist. Let us take this is L2 configuration. So in any matching network, so any lumped element matching network, so these are the two configurations which exist. So we can see here, so the shunt element first, then series element, or the series element first, or then shunt element. Similarly, so based on this configuration, if you see here, okay, so now we can see for this first solution, so when the load is located within the unity resistance circle, we will be having this one solution. So another solution will be having this one. That is, from this point to, we have to move to the unity resistance circle till this point, then we have to move here. So this is the another solution from this point to and this point. So now if we take the first one, so this first solution, so where we have the movement is on the conductance circle upwards. So first solution if I take, so we are moving from the load point to the unity resistance circle on the conductance circle upwards. So that means we are having a shunt inductor. So we will be getting the shunt inductor. That value we need to find out how much the susceptance offered by this inductor. So this much distance. Later we have to calculate what is the value of the L. So that we will see in the problem how we can see. But the solution is, the first element in this configuration is the shunt L. And similarly, whenever you go on resistance circle downwards, we will be having a series capacitor. Okay. So now we can compare this configuration. So we have shunt element and series element. So this is one of the solution which is actually same as the L1 configuration. Similarly, so you can take the second solution where we are moving from downwards to this unity resistance circle, and we are moving into the center. So in this configuration, let us take this second solution. In the second solution, what will happen? So first we are moving on the conductance circle downwards. That is, we are having a shunt capacitor. Okay. So since we are moving downwards on the conductance circle, which is having a shunt capacitor, and moving upwards on the resistance circle, we will be having a series inductor. So now these C and L values we need to find out based on the load location. Okay. So now these are the two solutions which exist for the load whenever it is inside the unity resistance circle, or we can call it as 1 plus JX circle. Okay. Now similarly, if the load value which is inside the 1 plus JB circle, that is the unity conductance circle, if it is having inside the 1 plus JB circle, so then we will be having again the two solutions. Okay. So let us see what are the solution it will exist for the load location within the unity conductance circle. Okay. So now if I have the load value here, okay, so now the one solution is, so moving upwards on the again resistance circle. So this is a resistance circle where it is the load is coinciding with that resistance circle. So we have to move upwards in the resistance circle, again downwards in the conductance circle. So this is a one solution where the load is inside 1 plus JB circle. Now the first solution is solution 1. So we can have, first we will be moving upwards in the resistance circle, so that's why we will be having a series inductor. Okay, so since we are moving upwards on the resistance circle, so this much the reactance offered by the inductor that we need to, so later we have to calculate the value of the L. Similarly, we are moving on the conductance circle downwards. So if you move on the conductance circle downwards, we will be having a shunt capacitor. So this is a solution 1 for this. Now the solution 2 is, so we are moving downwards, okay, so on the resistance circle, then upwards on the conductance circle. Okay, so now the solution 2 is, so we will be having ZL. So now we are moving on the resistance circle downwards. Okay, so that is, we have the series capacitor. Okay, and similarly we have moving on the conductance circle upwards, we will be having the shunt L. So these are the solutions which exist actually for the load where it is located inside the 1 plus JB circle or unity conductance circle. Okay, so now these are the two solutions which exist. So now let us take, so whenever load which is outside the, so both unity conductance circle and unity resistance circle, which is outside the, so both unity resistance and conductance circle. So now how many solutions exist? So now let us take how many solutions exist. We will see. So where the load is located completely outside the unity conductance circle and unity resistance circle. Now let us take somewhere here. Okay, so now we can see what are all the solutions exist. So first we can move on the, so that is conductance circle. So let us take, this is conductance circle. So we will move on the conductance circle downwards this much. Okay, and then again arrive at this center. So this is one solution 1. Okay, so where we will be having, we are moving downwards on the conductance circle and then downwards on the resistance circle. So now solution 1 is, we have ZL, so where we are moving downwards on the conductance circle, so since it is a shunt capacitor. Okay, and say again moving on the downwards in the resistance circle, again it is series capacitor. Okay, now this is the first solution. Now similarly again we can go till down, so that is on the same conductance circle we can go down and again we can move up. So this is the solution 2. Okay, so in the solution 2 what will happen? So we are moving on the conductance circle downwards, so that is always represents capacitor, sorry, so this is capacitor C1. So see this much, so from here to here how much susceptance offered by this capacitor you have to find out, and then corresponding capacitor at particular frequency you have to find out. Then again moving upwards on the resistance circle, it will be the series inductor. So this is the solution 2. Okay, so now similarly, so we can move on the resistance circle, so like this we will be having a resistance circle. So we can move on the resistance circle downwards, again conductance circle downwards. So the solution 3, so it exists, so where we are moving on the resistance circle downwards. So resistance circle downwards means, so we will be having a series capacitor. Okay, and similarly we have moving downwards on the conductance circle we have the shunt capacitor. Okay, so this is the solution 3 which exists. Now similarly from here to again we can come down to till this point, and again we can move upwards. So we'll be having again, so we are moving downwards, which is having the series capacitance. Okay, the solution 4 I will write here only, where we will be having ZL. So we will be having a series capacitance first, then we are moving on the upwards conductance circle, so that is, so we are having a shunt inductor. So now these are the 4 solutions we can able to get if the load is outside the both the circle, that is unity conductance circle and unity resistance circle. Okay, so these are all the solutions where we have the lumped element matching, so where we can arrive at the center of the switch chart to get the matching network, so wherever the load is. Now we can see in the first case and second case where the load is located inside the unity conductance circle or unity resistance circle, we have only 2 solutions. Okay, so in order to have the design flexibility in practical, so what will happen if the load is inside the unity or resistance or conductance circle, we will move that point to somewhere outside the both circle by adding some element. Okay, so in order to get the design flexibility, so first we will add some element to the load value. Okay, so here, so we'll add some element to load value to take out this the impedance value to outside the circle, so that I'll get the many solutions. Okay, so in order to move this load point, I'll add some element, whether it is the inductor, capacitor, whatever it is. So once we add that one, so then we'll be having a matching network. So this matching network, after adding this element, will be having many solutions. Okay, so because the point, if it is outside the both circle, we'll be having a many solutions. So that's why we'll add this extra element to move the ZL point to the outside both unity resistance and unity conductance circle, so that we'll be having a design flexibility and we'll be having more solutions. Okay, so to get more solutions, first we will add for the load value some element, whether it is inductor or capacitor. So later we will be having so many solutions. So that is what in practicality, so we'll be having a design flexibility. So now let us look at one problem, how we can able to find out so the matching network. Okay, okay, so let us take this problem. So where we'll be having the ZL, which is equal to 10 plus J10, okay, and Z0, which is equal to 50 ohm, and F is equal to 1 gigahertz. Okay, so now we'll be having the load. Now we need to design a matching network. Okay, so to match the Z0, which is equal to 50 ohm. So that we need to find out this matching network for this ZL value, which is 10 plus J10. So now the first step in this process is, so first normalize the value ZL. So we're going to get the ZLN, which is equal to 10 plus J10 divided by 50, which is equal to 0.2 plus J.2. So now locate the ZL and see where exactly the location of the ZL comes. So now locate the ZL, so 0.2 plus J.2, where it will be. So now you can see here, so this is 0.2, okay, and plus J.2, this one. You can see exactly which is located inside the unity conductance circle. Now you can see this is the actual unity conductance circle. This is the unity conductance circle, and similarly this is having a unity resistance circle. So now you can see the location of ZL, which is actually inside the unity conductance circle. So now we can see already we have discussed. So what are all the possible solution, which is whenever the ZL which is having the point where we have inside the unity conductance circle. What are the solutions? So either we can get series L or shunt C, or we can get series C or shunt L. So that we will see how we can able to get the values. Okay. So now we can see. So first solution, we have to move this much on till we have to get the unity conductance circle, because after we need to move to the center of the Smith chart through this value. Okay. So now this is the first element. So now we can see what is the first element. So we are moving on the resistance circle upwards, so which is series L. Okay. So now how much the difference in the reactance you see. So which is, this is 0.4 and this is 0.2. So now the reactance value 0.4 minus J0.2. So now the resultant is, so J0.2. So now the reactance offered by this, so moving this much, so the inductor value which is 0.2. Now from this we have to find out what is the value of the L. Okay. So since this is a normalized value, so now if you multiply this one, you will get the absolute value of the reactance. So that is, which is equal to J10. Okay. So now this is a value of the reactance which is given by the inductor. So now we need to find out what is the value of L. So that is, we know the equation J omega L, so which is equal to J10. So we are already get the absolute value here. Or if you want to directly equate it to the normalized value, so then we have to take J omega L, so by Z0, which is equal to J0.2. So that also we can do. So this Z0 we are multiplying, that's it. Okay. So don't confuse, take the normalized value directly from the Smith chart, which is J0.2, and you can equate it to this equation, that is the series inductor. So now we can get, so what is the value of L? So we can calculate what is the value of L, that is L, which is equal to, so 0.2 into Z0 divided by omega, so which is equal to 0.2 into 50 divided by 2 pi into, what is the frequency which is given? So it is 1 gigahertz, that is 2 pi into 1 into 10 power 9. So now find out the value of L. Tell me the answer. So this is the first element we are using. Okay. So now we can see what is the value of L. So L equal to, so we are equating J omega L, which is equal to J omega L by Z0, which is equal to J0.2. So now that is what we are putting here. So J omega, the 0.2 into Z0 divided by omega, so which is 0.2 into 50 divided by 2 pi into 1 into 10 power 9. So what is the value of L? Anybody got?
1.59 into 10 power minus 9.
Okay, 1.59 nano Henry. So now this is the first element we have found out. So now you have to move, so like this. So on the conductance circle you are moving downwards. So conductance circle you are moving downwards means it is a shunt capacitor. Okay. So now that shunt capacitor equation we have known, that is J omega C divided by, so Y naught. So that we need to find out how much susceptance which is offering here from this point to this point. Now we can see the susceptance value here, this one, so it is, so 2, okay, and here it is 0. Okay, so this much, so susceptance we are getting, so that is 2, J2. So that if you can equate, so that J2, so we will going to get the value of capacitor. So now capacitor equal to 2 into, so Y naught divided by omega. So that is equal to 2 into 0.02 divided by 2 pi into 1 into 10 power 9. So find out the what is the value of C. What is the value of C?
Six 6.36 picofarad.
6.656 picofarad. 6.56 picofarad. So now this is the
6.36.
solution. So we'll get, so the first one we get the series inductor which is having a L value. So what we got? So 1.59 nanohenry, and similarly we have the shunt capacitor. So now this is your matching network. So the C value which is equal to 6.56 picofarad. This is one solution, solution 1. So now try to do the solution 2. So where we are moving downwards on the that is resistance circle till this point, and then we have to move upwards. So this is the solution 2. So now we have to, from this point to this point, you have to find out what is the reactance offered by the capacitor, because we are moving on the resistance circle downwards. It is a series capacitor. So you have to find out. So take the equation of series capacitor, which is minus j omega, so j by omega c z naught, which is equal to how much the reactance offered by the capacitor. So now you can see here it is till this value it is 0.2, and till this value, so you can see what is the value, so 0.4. So totally 0.2 plus 0.4, it is offering 0.6. okay, or we can have, so here the value it is minus j 0.4, and minus of minus that minus j 0.2. So since this is a value minus in the impedance chart, which is minus j 0.4, and minus of this plus j 0.2 is minus j 0.2. So we can write it as, so minus j 0.6. So you can equate this to this one. So we will going to get 1 over omega c z naught, so which is equal to, so 0.6. So now we can get the value of capacitance, which is equal to 1 over, so 2 pi into 1 into 10 power 9, that is f, into z naught, which is 50, into this value, which is 0.6. So find out the value of capacitance.
Five point three pico.
5.32 picofarad or what?
Picofarad.
Okay. So now similarly find out the L. So now we can see it is moving on the conductance circle. We have to see susceptance, how much it is offering. So the susceptance, which is, you can see here, which is J2. okay, so it is a shunt inductor. So shunt inductor equation, you can equate the value of J2. So this much the susceptance which is offering. So equate the shunt inductor equation to J2. So since it is a negative portion, so we can put the value. So since the okay, so the 0 minus of minus 2, it is plus 2. So J2 we can equate it to the inductor equation. So shunt inductor, we can equate that J by, so omega L y naught. So minus J by omega L y naught. So which is equal to, so minus J2. So the value of the, so susceptance which is offered, it is J2, minus J2. So now we can find out what is the inductor value. So we can have, so this one 1 over 2 into 0.02 into 2 pi into 1 into 10 power 9. So find out what is the value of L. What is the value of L? So anybody got? What is the value of L?
3.979.
How much?
3.97.
2.95 nano Henry. Is it nano or whatever? What is the value of power?
3.98 nano.
3.97.
Okay, 3.95 or 98 nano. Okay. So this is the value. So where we will get the, so another solution. So this is the solution 2. So first one, what is the element which is the series capacitor. So which is the value C equal to whatever we got, 5.32 picofarad, and then shunt inductor which is the value L equal to 3.595 nanohenry. So this is the solution 2 and this is your matching network. Okay, so this is how we have to find out the solution. So now let us take one more problem and try to do it. So take ZL which is equal to ZL 100 plus J 100. Okay, so Z0 which is 50 and F which is equal to, so let us take 10 gigahertz. Okay, so now this for this particular problem, so where the location of the load, so we can have 100 plus J 100 divided by 2 which is equal to, 50, 2 plus J2. So where it is 2 plus J2, so we can see here, so this is 2 and then 2 plus J2, so which is equal to ZL, so normalized value here. So now we have the inside unity resistance circle. So again we can use the same technique. So find out the conductance circle on the conductance circle till this point, and again this come to this value. So we will be having a, so if you are moving the on the conductance circle upwards, it is a shunt L and then it is series C. So the first configuration for this solution is solution 1. So we have first shunt L. Okay, so then we will be having series C. So for this particular problem we will going to get, so like this. So you have to find out what is C and L. And similarly next solution is, so we are moving downwards on the conductance circle till this point. So downwards means it is a shunt capacitor and then series L. So that is the two solution you will going to get it. So try to do that one. So what is the value? Let us know. Find out the values of this L and C. What you will get? So first you find out the value of the L. So how much the susceptance offered by the inductor. So you can see on the conductance circle, which is actually parallel here. I am writing on the parallel. Okay, so this is the distance where the inductor is moving. So how much? So now you can see the susceptance values. So how much? So the susceptance value here it is. So it is around 0.2 and 0.3, in between it is there. Let us take 0.25, and this one, it is between 0.4 and 0.5. So let us take 0.42. So if I subtract that one, so j.42 minus j.25. So that is the value. So where you will going to get .j13. So that is the susceptance value you will going to get. So susceptance value of the shunt inductor, which is j.13. So now you can equate that to equation and you can find out the value of L.
So can you show this again, sir? Marking of ZL after.
This one.
Yes, sir.
So you can see here, this is 2, this is a resistance circle 2 plus the reactance circle, this is 2. So that is what the intersection point ZLN. Okay. So now first we need to on the conductance circle. So this is actually one of the conductance circle which is parallel to this. You can see. Okay, so parallel to this, in between it is there. So I am marking. So till the value of this resistance circle I am marking. Okay, so this value to the load value. So this much susceptance which is offering by the inductor. So that susceptance we have to calculate by using this susceptance circle, the dotted one. So if you see in the ZY charge, it will be dotted in the so the admittance values are dotted. So you can see that susceptance value which is dotted. So here it is around 0.2 and 0.3, in between it is there. Okay, so that 0.2 and 0.3 in between is 0.25 we can take. So this point, and this point which is in between 0.4 and 0.5, so it is near to 0.4, I will take it as 0.42. Okay, so that is minus j.42. So minus of minus j.2. So we will get minus j, so 25. So as I said, so it will give minus j.13. So this is the value of the susceptance offered by the inductor. So now this value equated to this equation, we already know that. So the shunt inductor. So we are going to get the value of inductor, that is minus j, so by omega L y naught, which is equal to minus j.13. So we can calculate what is the L value, that is 1 over so omega into y naught into 0.13. Find out the value. Is it clear? Any doubt? Hello? Anybody, any doubt? How to find out the inductance value, capacitance value? So what is the value of L? Anybody got it?
6.12 nanos.
6.129
Nano.
nano. Okay, so this is the value of L. Now similarly, we can find out what is the value of the capacitor. Okay, series capacitor. So since we have series capacitor, so what is the equation for series capacitor? It is minus j by omega c z naught. So now we can see how much the reactance offered by the capacitor from this point to this point. Now find out what is at this point the reactance of the capacitor. So now you can see, so it is giving 1.8. So j 1.8. Okay, so now 0, so minus j 1.8 will give minus j 1.8. So we have to subtract from this point because we are moving from this point to this point. It is 0 minus 1.8. So that's why we will get 0 minus 1.8, that is minus j 1.8. So now we can find out what is the capacitance value, which is 1 over, so 2 pi into 10 into 10 power 9 into 50 into 1.8. So this is what the capacitance value. Find out the capacitance value. What is the capacitance value? Anybody calculated? Hello? What is the capacitance value? What is the value?
1.76 into 10 power minus 13.
How much?
1.76 into 10 power minus 13.
12.76.
Yes, sir.
12.76 means we can write 1.276 picofarad. Okay? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then, so you can put the configuration. So like we have the shunt inductor which is having 6.129 nanohenry, and similarly we have 1.276 picofarad. So now this is your the matching network. So where we'll get the solution 1, this one is solution 1, and similarly we can have the solution 2. So this one is the solution 2. So we have to parallelly move, so this much value, and then we have to move this one. So this is what your solution 2. So we have the
It's not hearing.
capacitor. Hello? Yeah. So this is what the solution 2. So where we have the shunt capacitor and then series inductor. So you have to find out the values of this and this, so that that will become the second solution. Is it understood? Hello? Any doubt? Okay. So this is what the second solution. So where we have to move the shunt inductance, shunt capacitance, because we are moving downwards on the conductance circle. So this is a capacitance, shunt capacitance. So you have to find out from here to here what is the susceptance offered by the capacitor, and then from here to here, so what is the series inductance. So because it is an inductor, so we have to find out series reactance and find out correspondingly the inductance value. Is it clear? Anybody, any doubt? Okay, try to find out this solution, so you will get the values. So, and also you can take this problem and try to do it. So where we will be having the YL 4 minus j 6 into 10 power minus 3 Siemens. Okay, and we have the Z0 value 100 ohm and F equal to 10 gigahertz. So take this and first you find out the normalized value like this, YL bar or YL normalized, which is equal to YL by Y0. So this is 4 minus j 6 into 10 power minus 3 divided by, so since we have characteristic impedance 100, so we have to divide it by 0.01. This is y naught is 0.01, so this will going to get 0.4 minus j 0.6. so this is the load location. So put the load location in the admittance chart and find out the solutions. So try to do this and get the solution. So if you don't get, we will see in the next class. Okay. So any doubts regarding this? Understood, Rishabh?
Yes, sir, understood.
Anjaragoud?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Can you upload the videos?
Yeah, I'll upload it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So because we face some network issues, sir, we could not fully see the
Okay.
videos.
So I'll upload it video. Try to solve the problem. So by looking at that, and we'll see if you don't get anything, we'll
Yes, sir.
discuss next class. Okay. So then we'll
Yes, sir.
discuss in the next class.
KV sir will take.
So 6M you stay in the same link. KV sir will take the class. Okay. So don't leave. Stay here only.
ಈ ಲಿಂಕ್
Okay.